guess, an initiative it's Toronto-based called Compassion Motion, and basically it's a very small collective that focuses on reaching out to marginalized members of our society. Our main focus is on homeless people and underprivileged communities, and basically show people that we meet that they matter, that we remember them, and that we care for them. What we do is we have these things called handouts or hangouts that we do at least once a month, and we give out lunches, toiletries, like old clothes and old shoes, and the focus isn't on like these provisions, but kind of using these things as an excuse to start a conversation in hopes that we create a connection with these people and show them that there are people that care about them. And it's never a single cause to homelessness. Personal circumstances, kind of self-explanatory, and those are the kind of things that we explore when we go on our hangouts. People's stories, their personal stories of what they believe brought them to the situation that they're in, whether that's their house caught on fire, or a health issue, or a dissolution of a marriage, or you get kicked out by your parents. Those are the personal issues that people go through. Structural issues and systematic failures. How we as a society, our government, our institutions, have failed our vulnerable populations. And that means veterans, our seniors, people with mental health and or addictions, people that are leaving correctional facilities, what else can I think of? Refugees, immigrants, and even something as simple as inadequate discharge planning for people leaving our healthcare system. So, people get sick, and when we discharge them out of the hospital, we think, what, we save their lives, they're good, but they don't necessarily come out the way they came in. Their employment may be affected, they may not be able to work anymore, and we just send them out into society and let them fend for themselves. And the last thing I mentioned were structural factors, and what that is basically societal and economic, environment that these people are in. So whether that be the availability of good income, of affordable housing, health support, and something that we often fail to recognize as an important part of homelessness, and it's discrimination. Because we all know that not everybody has the same opportunities based on discrimination for employment or affordable housing. First thing you want to do with anybody, not just homeless people, is to humanize them, get to know them, and recognize that we are all equal. We are just, people are dealt with different hands, and they're in different situations, and we can be in the exact same position 5-10 years from now, 2 weeks from now. And when you recognize yourself and other people, you begin to empathize, and you begin to not judge them based on these arbitrary labels of being homeless, and see them that this guy used to be a teacher, but because of his divorce, he lost everything he had. He turned to maybe like alcohol, and that became like the spiral into homelessness. And just remembering that people are equal, and that you share that same humanity. I think that just caring for one another is the best thing you can do. You don't necessarily have to buy people food or give them money, but just acknowledging them, taking the time out of your day to talk to somebody that you see, like, sitting on the ground, holding up a sign. There's a lot of things that our government needs to change or needs to improve to help support people that are in vulnerable positions. But for ourselves, I guess, it's just to become aware of what's going on out there, to get rid of that stigma that people are homeless because they're lazy, because they're drug addicts, but that there are actual systematic failures that are in place to keep people where they're at. And recognizing that is the first step. And second is just like speaking out against it. If you see people like mistreating a homeless person or making comments that are untrue, speak up on it, and just, I don't know, just care for people, I guess, and help it in any way you can, whether that's financially or just raising awareness.